Hello. Turn off the music. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday / is it Wellness Wednesday, or are we going to talk about something completely different today? I'm so glad you all are here. I hope you're excited for an evening of conversation. I have some great questions to address tonight, and we have, of course, the mystery topic, which is not such a mystery topic if you've been paying attention or if you're on my email list. You already know the tea that we're going to spill tonight. But first, let's say who's here tonight. I see, where did my mouse go? I lost my mouse arrow. There it is. I'm trying a different mouse today, and I'm still getting used to it. Andy is here. Hello, Andy. It is good to see you. And Lissa, the sandwich cookies look good. I know, don't they? Hello, Lori, doing dishes. What a great way to spend your time. Listening to me chit-chat away, doing some chores. I love it. Hi, Julie. Shannon, hello. So glad you made it. Good to see you. And man, y'all, Lauren is here. Hello. And Kim with all of her smiling emojis. Hello, Donna. And Melissa made it for the first time. Let's everybody welcome Melissa. I love seeing new faces come in the chat. I love it so much. And Amberly is here. Wellness Wednesday. That's right. Penny is here. I missed you today too, Penny. You had a procedure on your neck. I hope everything is well. Did everything go okay with that? We did miss you today. Love the top. Thank you. So y'all are just going to be seeing me in a lot of like this. I have that one pink shirt that's like a slightly different shade, but this is like my summer colored, not summer the season, like it's summer outside, but my color season, I'm a summer. But like my husband challenged me, right? And he was like, you used to wear really bright clothes and you've been really muted lately. And bring back some of the bright. And so I actually went in and got my little color palette thing. And I was like, okay, what are the bright colors in the summer color palette? And this is one of them. And it happened to be something I've been able to pick up in a couple different tops this summer. And I've been loving it. I have not figured out the matching lip color for a top such as this, but one day at a time, right? Shannon is here. Hello. I mentioned an Instagram post today. It's on Instagram. It's the picture of me. And I just saw your account, Donna, your other account. I don't know if you follow me on both accounts, but I saw you followed me today on Instagram. It is the post with the picture of my lunch. It should be one of the first posts in the top row of my profile. Caffeine, here we come. None for me right now. None for me. Steroid injections. Okay. So I hope everything went well with that. I've been seeing so much coral red at Target. Yeah. And see, I don't consider this red. I consider this pink. This is a shade of pink or peach to me. It is not a red color in any way, shape, or form, in my humble opinion. But my friends, I am so glad that you are here. We've got a lot to chit-chat about tonight. So a cortisone shot in your knee. Man, everyone's getting their shots today. I love it. So first things first, before we dive into all of the goodness that this next hour has to offer, we have to share our highs and our lows, our wellness wins, and our working on it. So you can share as many of these as you want. If you just want to share your highs and lows, you want to share all four, knock yourself out. So for those of you that are new, because we do have a couple of newcomers tonight, again, welcome. Glad you're here. We take this opportunity to share with the community what is being successful for us, what our highlight of the week was for us. Does not have to be health and wellness related. It can just be the highlight of your week. So we share our highs, we share our lows if you are open to sharing. And then we've recently added in our wellness wins. So those do pertain to our wellness journey, and our working on it, which are the things that we are currently working on in our journey that maybe we don't quite have figured out yet, or our wellness struggle, whatever that may be. So go ahead and let us know what your highs, lows, wellness wins, and working on it are. I would love to hear. And correlates. Yes, yes. I do have a couple of like actual reds. I do have a couple actual reds, but this is definitely more on the pink side. Um Cannot relate to the muted color thing. No, like muted is literally the description of my summer color, right? So like the fact that I was able to find, and here's a pro tip. Here's a pro tip. Have y'all ever heard? I'm sure I've mentioned it somewhere in my last year plus of being a summer. I can't remember if it was a year ago or 2 years ago that I got my colors done. I think it was only last fall, right? I really can't remember now. I have to go look up the picture. But since I've made the foray into being a summer, one of the brands that I know exists, there's a handful of shops, boutiques that actually allow you to shop by color season, right? There's Shop Hello Color, there's My Element Boutique, and then there is Kettlewell Color, and they are based in the UK. And what is very cool, and what I've started to use to my advantage, is when you go on their website, not only can you sort all of their pieces by color. So if you literally have a filter on that says only show me summer colors, any listing you go to, it will only show you colors that are available in your color season, which I think is brilliant. Okay. But you can actually go to the website and just go to like, what are the colors? And you can sort the colors, all the colors they have available by color season. And let me tell you, there are more colors that qualify as summer on the swatches on their website than there are in my little color fan. So it's been really helpful and eye-opening to me to not feel quite as limited by my color fan by taking that website and going shopping with the website and being like, oh, actually, there's several shades of purple that work for me, or things of that nature. So if you want to broaden your color spectrum a little bit, I highly recommend using Kettlewell Colors website, just as a visual aid. A year and a half going on 2 years. Okay, maybe I thought it was closer to 2 years. I really did. You're a winter. Oh, you get to wear the bright jewel tones. I love that. I love that. I wish I could figure out my body. I'm on a prescription medication. Some says it works to, yeah. I mean, that's, I don't want to say that's normal, but in my experience and experience with some people I know, they do not have the same issue as you, but there are just some days that things don't work right. Stress can impact your digestive system. Lack of sleep can impact your digestive system. Basically anything that impacts your, the weight on the scale, you know how I talk about all of the things that could be causing fluctuations, they can also wreak havoc on your gut. And so it's important to maybe look into like overall gut health related things. Are you taking a probiotic? Are you eating fermented foods? Maybe incorporating some more fermented foods into your diet would be a good idea. Things like that. Hi, school is over. Woohoo! Low car accident. That's a big bummer. Wellness win. I found Facebook influenced a liquid collagen products that I add to my reds and greens, and it works well. Excellent. Working on it, getting back into my planner. Yes, I feel that one so hard. I am right there with you. My high. What's my high? I mean, is it fair? Is it fair to say like my high has just been my social calendar in general. I feel like I have one again. And that is a glorious feeling to actually like we went and had a game night at friend's house on Friday, and then last night we had small group, and it was just a wonderful like, and we have plans this Saturday, and I went for a walk with somebody yesterday. Like I actually have a social calendar, and it's the first time it's felt really good, like a really solid social calendar and community and friendship building since we've moved here, and especially post pandemic. So that is just a high all around, a high all around. My low, I don't have one. I don't have anything that's like no, my low is that I've actually been experiencing a lot of anxiety today and I'm not entirely sure why. Like not like low key anxiety, like actual anxiety. Like taken Soul CBD products multiple times today, level of anxiety, and went on the elliptical for an hour just to burn off some energy, level anxiety. And my legs are paying for it because I had a really solid walk yesterday doing all these hills and everything in my braces, and so my legs act like my body should have rested today, but I just needed to get the energy out. And it's just it's I'm sure it has everything to do with trying to focus on getting things done for my new channel and all of those things. And I feel like I actually filmed a video about this today because I was like, why the heck not? My husband wasn't home, so I'm like, I'll film something related to what's actually happening in real time. But I can tell you guys, I feel like if anyone has solid resources specifically for females with ADHD or ADHD like tendencies, send them my way. Tips, tricks, hacks, things that work, because while I'm not feeling burnt out. That's not the right thing at all. But I'm feeling like I have this list. I have goal. Well, now it's on the floor. I have goals, I have objectives, I have action steps. I don't know where my action step thing is either. And like I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I have a list of title of different videos that I can be filming, all of this, and I can't seem there's something in my brain that just won't let me focus. And it's getting really irritating. And so I'm getting frustrated by the fact that I can't seem to I can't get in the flow. That's my problem is I can't get into this flow. And I'm like, what the heck is causing this? And so all of this and the looming timeline is causing anxiety and it's a whole thing. So that's my low. And my wellness win is definitely my walk yesterday because it was hilly. It was hard. I got my heart rate pumping, which was awesome. And that actually is perfectly ties into one of the questions I got today. So excellent timing on that. And it felt really good. I felt really accomplished because even though it was just a walk, it was actually very challenging. And it was with a new person too. So like I was trying to nurture conversation and we were talking about my disability and everything, but like also just like having to like heavy breathe through all of the walking. Like it was a real challenge. So I'm very, very proud of myself for that. And my working on it is probably managing the intuitive eating and the desserts is probably what I'm trying to work on the most. Because of course, when with anxiety comes like the stress response to eat. So I've had a little bit more chocolate today than normal. Bonus wellness win though. I went and checked my blood sugar right before this because I'm like, between my dinner and the chocolate that I ate, like my blood sugar should be sky high, and it was not. So that's good. My body's processing it very well, which is great. But I'm still working on that. Not away, man. Not away. I hope that everyone's nodding with what I'm saying. Just because I can't see you doesn't mean I can't sense you. Um, well, my favorite thing about winters is they get black. Yes, 110%. 110%. Magnesium. Yes, magnesium is great for digestive stuff too. Magnesium citrate specifically is the one that's really good for digestive stuff. She's taking the medication. Thumbs down. The search is really stressing me out. Both of my in-person interviews fell through because of lack of communication. Oh, that's a major bummer. That's a major bummer. Did I miss your high? Where's your high? Do you have a high? Did I miss it? I'm working on my planner. I haven't stood on the scale in 2 weeks. Low. Oh, that's your win. Excellent. Low. I need to get back into my planner. Menu planning. Yes. Y'all, meal planning is a game changer. It really, really is. It helps so much. Hi, Kathy. It is good to see you. Your win is I'm back on track after a weekend and a rough week of teetering into binge mode, and I've been enjoying playing around with my Gentler Streak app a bit more. Yes, my Gentler Streak app, because I'm trying it out, and it got mad at me again for being on the elliptical for so long. So I actually stopped at like 54 minutes because my watch actually went, "You're in overload mode," and I was like, "Fine, I'll stop." Have you had too much or not enough caffeine? I have had 2 cups of coffee this morning. Now, what could be happening, and I don't think that this logically should not be it. My coach challenged me last week that, and I'm just now realizing I meet with her tomorrow morning. And have I done my homework? No, I have not. Gosh, I feel like I'm in school again. I have to remember to do this tonight, or at least start thinking about it. Okay. I just added that to my to-do list. I had my 2 cups of coffee, but the thing that Allie challenged me to do was she gave me the, you're not supposed to have coffee before you fuel your body lecture. So since Thursday, I have been eating before I have my caffeine. And most of the day, it took like 3 days or whatever, and then I've started waking up hungry. The middle of the night last night, I woke up at 4 a.m. again. And again, like it happens every once in a while, but like I woke up and then I could not fall back asleep. So I was up from 4 until 5:30. And then when I woke up at 8, I was not hungry. So I ate just a little something, something to keep actually, I drank some protein shake is what I drank, just to get food in my system again. But I am rejiggering how coffee impacts my body because I have been consuming things before I've had my coffee for a week now. Um, is that it? I don't know. I did not have my second cup of coffee, or I did not have like an after lunch cup of coffee today. Um, so I don't know. I feel like, and part of me is like, I don't want to get into too much caffeine mode, but I hear you, and I sat there and I was like, should I have coffee? I thought about coffee, but it was like 4 p.m. when I thought about it, and I was like, that would be a stupid idea. Don't do that. And I'm, so like I don't know. I don't know is the answer. I had my normal morning coffee, 1 Nespresso, 1 cup of drip coffee. That I had today. But I have not been having extra. Getting back on track is still working on it, even if it is a win. Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't think of one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Magnesium citrate is also very easily purchasable. It's in Natural Calm. You can get it in tablets, and that stuff does help you poop. It happens. You planned meals for the next 2 weeks. Fantastic. Fantastic. I know when I tend to overexert myself when it comes to exercise, it makes me feel a little off. So maybe your body's telling you to take it easy. And that's entirely possible. That's entirely possible because I'm also sitting here, like, I was also sitting there being like, I got into shoulds today too, of like, I should go downstairs and use the elliptical. And then when I started to build up all of this anxiety, I'm like, I just need to shake it out. So I went downstairs and like I didn't even change my clothes. I worked out in my street clothes and my house shoes, which are supportive. They're Clarks, but they haven't gone outside or anything. And so like, and I just strolled. On the elliptical for an episode of TV and a little bit extra. But you're probably right. So I don't know. Tomorrow's cookie day. Yay! Had the same issue. 290 was too much. Lacking on strength training and trying to get back on track. You and me both, Melissa. You and me both. I have not been on my game for strength training. That is tomorrow's goal. I think if I have to using have to lately. My app is saying, "Hey, you've overdone it 2 days in a row. Maybe take a step back." And even if it cost me the step goal, I'm at 8,000 steps right now, so I'm satisfied. I am satisfied with that number. Telling myself I am satisfied with that number. Tomorrow I can ease back, but instead of focusing on the elliptical, I can focus on strength training tomorrow, I think. We'll see. We'll see. In liquid form. Oh yeah, no, I don't mean in liquid form. So here's the thing. If you buy Natural Calm, you create it in liquid form. It's a powder that you put in water and you drink, and it's delightful, and it helps you sleep and it calms you down, and bonus is it helps keep you regular. I find planning so hard, especially in the summer heat. Maybe have a start work routine to get your brain into gear ahead of working, like clean your office, sit down in your chair, read a book for some amount of minutes. Yes. So what my morning routine has been, and I still am not satisfied with my morning routine, and I keep going back and forth on all of these things, y'all, all of these things, because I'm like, do I let myself sleep in until 7:30 or 8 o'clock? Do I get up at 6:30? Because if I get up at 6:30, will that mitigate the whole waking up at 4 a.m. thing? So like, when do I start? Which things do I do first? And then having like my healthy meetings at 11 o'clock, I've been using those as an excuse to not get downstairs to work out before my meetings. So then I have to work out, shower, get cute, all of those things. Although, quite frankly, no one at the healthy meetings cares if I showed up cute. I showed up looking like this today and it was fine. I have no makeup on except for a little lip color and my eyebrows. So I'm making excuses for myself, but I do want to have. So if you saw my goals video, and I'm open to suggestions, links, all of those things. But if you saw my August 8th, did I say April? My August goals video, one of my goals is glam office. And I just want to kind of like make it more into a workspace that feels like a workspace, feels less cluttered, more like I work at an office type situation. But glamorize it because that's how I am. So if anyone has any suggestions for that, let me know. So I'm hoping that like maybe that, like if I get that all straightened out and really get just like the feeling of what I see when I sit here to feel right, will that help? I don't know. I'm working on it. I'm open to conversations about it because man, oh man, I got a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it in. They're still talking about their medications. It's been at CVS. Oh, you can get natural calm at CVS. Love that. Getting in my groove after a long vacation. Good win, Penny. If you're in the range you want to be within the shape of activity. I haven't even looked. I haven't even looked at the shape of activity. Wow. Because I tend to open the app and use it to like weigh in on my scale. And then I ignore it. So now Oh, but see, it's mad at me. It's saying it's light gray, and I do not like light gray. I'll let it see if it updates. So that's not satisfying to me at all to see to see light gray. What about just magnesium? I mean, that's what it is. Natural Calm is just magnesium. But what you have to look at, you can get like, oh, there's all sorts of different kinds. There's magnesium L-threonate, there's magnesium glycinate, there's magnesium citrate, there's a couple other ones. And they all serve a specific purpose. I would unlink it from the morning routine. It'd have to be its own thing whenever you want. So you can do it whenever you want to sit down at work. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Visiting my mother-in-law this morning. Weather has been great. Low, it's been out of control snacking. So what can you do to get back in control? Are you doing out of control snacking like let me just have the whole bag of chips? Because we all know what the answer to that is. Whatever it is you're snacking on, take a portion, put it on a plate, put the bag away, sit down with the portion and have your snack. Very tearful for the last 24 hours. I'm so sorry, Andy. We don't care. The meetings aren't recorded anyway. You're right. They're not. So it really doesn't matter. I download Good Food, Bad Diet from Hoopla and started listening today. That is an excellent book. I really do recommend it. It's a good listen. Sorry, Andy. Uncluttering your space. Yes, yes. And it's not like insanely cluttered, but it's cluttered enough. So, and I want it to like look pretty too. And like uniform and intentional. I don't know. Haven't worked out yet since being home, but tomorrow is the day. Check back in with us and let us know that you did it. The liquid in the bottle. Oh, okay. Hi, I had fun. Love that. I find your goals videos so motivating. I'm so glad. I'm so glad because sometimes I'm like, how many people watch these? Do people actually like these? Because like they ebb and flow as content that's viewed more. And lately the goals videos have been down. I'm like, I don't know if people care, but people do care apparently, which is lovely. I do best when I get up earlier. And so I feel like that's the key. That I think that's one of the first things I have to change. So hold me accountable, y'all. I think if I start setting my alarm for 6:30 and I start getting up early, it's also going to help my husband and I both reach our goal of getting to bed earlier. Because he gets up at 6:30 every day. And if we don't go to bed till 11, he's the one that's lacking in sleep. I get to sleep in as late as I want. But if I start waking up at that time, I'm going to be beat. So I need to look. I need to. Yeah. I need to do that. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. We'll put every time you take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, put it on a plate and sit down and then do the little rank it 1 through 10 thing. How is it in a scale of 1 to 10? And if it's anything less than a 7, you don't need to eat it. That's a very like simple way to put it. What about some fairy lights for your office? Yes. So, fun fact, on my window, I never plug them in because like right now it's bright outside, so I still don't need them. But like in the wintertime, I have one set of white Christmas tree lights that like one little line that is draped around my whatchamacallit, my window. And then back there, I don't know if you can actually see them in the video, but I do have one set of fairy lights that's woven up here and around here. So it's just on that shelf, and when I'm filming, I turn them on. I don't know if you can actually see them or not, but I did see on Target.com, they had the Christmas tree lights, but in purple, and I was like, do I need the purple Christmas tree lights? Maybe I do. Love that. Love that. I had a fun, busy weekend. Good. I was like, is there more? I'm like, I'm glad you had fun, but what did you do? Good weather, wellness win, keeping up with stretching, and also getting quality sleep. That's amazing. Quality sleep is so important. You know this. You struggle to work inside at a desk in the summer, every summer. It's true. And I think that might be what I'm battling with is I don't feel burnt out. I feel excited about things, but I still am struggling to get focused, even though I'm like, but I'm not burnt out. I feel good. I feel excited. I'm feeling confident and energized and all of the positive things, but also I still don't want to sit down and work. I'm like, why? It just doesn't make sense. So you're right. You're absolutely right. You are my voice of reason, Amberly. You are a very good voice of reason for me. And I appreciate you. I said too soon. Pastor approached me and told me he'd be honored to have me working in the church nursery again. And I influenced both friends to do my annual birthday dinner to buy my favorite water bottle. Nice. Being an influencer is always fun. It's always fun when you're like, yeah, I told the people to do that and they did it, and it's fun. Okay. Wow. It's been almost half the time sharing all that stuff. So hold on to your hats, Muggles. First of all, I'm assuming that a lot of you are here because you know what that means, right? And when I say Muggles, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. And so, if you haven't already, took a little sneaky peek down in the info box. Remember 2 weeks ago when, was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when we were chit-chatting and I had an epic generator moment where I responded to what was happening in the chat. And it came to me like a shock of lightning. Harry Potter book club, right? You remember that? You remember when I said, hey, what do you guys think about Harry Potter book club? Well, guess what, my muggles and witches and wizards? It's happening. We are doing it. It is a real thing that is happening. And I wanted to make sure that I explained it clearly. I explained it on my little random Get Ready With Me live yesterday, but I don't know how many people are actually going to watch that. More people tune into the replay of this live stream. Shout out to everybody who's watching the replay. So I wanted to get the information out to you. The book club starts next month, September. Start reading on September 1st if you haven't already. Why? Because that's Hogwarts Day. That's when we go to Hogwarts. So, of course, we're going to start on September 1st. But what we're going to do, this is going to take us a long time. So you got to be in it with me for the long haul because we are going through all of the books, all 7 of them. And we are going to take our sweet time. We're going to read through books. I think we decided 1, 2, and 3 can all be done individually in 1 month. But once we start to get to book 4, we're dividing those books up. And 1 month is going to be like only half of the book or a third of the book. So it's going to take us over a year to get through these books with, holidays off and all of those things. But I'm really excited about it. Why? Because it's something that I'm wildly passionate about and I just love, and it brings me so much joy for so many reasons, and it has nothing to do with anything else that I create content about. It has nothing to do with health and wellness. We don't have to track our progress. We don't have to, it's just fun. It's just fun. And here's the best part. It is free. I debated I went back and forth about, is this something that I do just in my paid Patreon, or is this something that I open to the entire community? And after talking it through with my husband, we agreed that it would be a great opportunity to just open hangout time and funness and the joy of Harry Potter to the entire community. So that being said, there's a couple of things that you need to know. It will, even though it is free, it is still going to be hosted on Patreon. But wait, before you go, but I'm not paying for Patreon. You don't have to, because Patreon came up with this new feature. So if you are somebody right now watching this and you are not a paid member of my Patreon, because I know there are a bunch of patrons in the chat right now, but if you are not a paid member of Patreon, click the link down below that says join my Patreon, and you will get sent to the page that's like, sign up for your tier or whatever. There will be a button up at the top that says something along the lines of join the community. And it's a purple button, and you can click that button and it will not charge you. And what that means is you are now an unpaid member of the community. And so what you will see as a member of the Diva District community, you will see a bunch of posts up to this point that are under a paywall. So you will see all of the posts that I have made, but you will not be able to see what they say, because those are only for my paid Patreon members, right? But now you have a news feed, right? And so what I can do as the creator is, when I create posts, when I share links, when I share announcements about the Harry Potter Book Club, I can create the post in Patreon and I can click share to everyone. So my paid members and my free community members will be able to see those posts. And that is how I am going to be hosting the Patreon, or the book club. So you do have to be a member of the community, but it's not going to cost you anything. Now, of course, if you want to take the deep dive in and join the paid community, it's $10 a month. We have a rip-roaring Discord channel that is so much fun and so supportive. We have a couple Zoom chats a month, all sorts of fun things. So if you want to join us, come on over. But for the book club itself, you just need to be a member of the free community. Okay. So that being said, if you look in the info box, everyone look in their info box down below right now, and I want to see emails come rolling in, okay? I also started an email list specifically for members of the Harry Potter Book Club. So if you are somebody who wants to make sure you get those updates about the book club and any news or exciting things that I decide to send via email instead of via the Patreon website, click the link down below. It says like join the HP Book Club email list. I can't remember what I said and I can't see it because I'm on StreamYard, not YouTube. Click on that. It's going to ask for your name. The cute little Harry Potter themed thing is going to pop up. It's going to ask for your name and for your email address, and you just submit those two things and I will have them. They are for me to be able to send you emails. And then you will be on the Harry Potter Book Club segment of my email list. Okay. So there's that. It starts on September 1st. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited. And you can do it however it is you want to do it. I see Andy's question. Is anyone going to be reading the book out loud? No, that's not happening. When we meet, you will have to have read whatever amount of whatever book we were planning on reading, because we're just going to discuss it. Okay. So the reading is all on your own, but you have many options. 10 out of 10 recommend the audiobooks. If you're somebody who doesn't want to sit and read the books, they're so good. I personally have the ones narrated by Jim Dale, and they are exceptional. And I was really pleased with myself because if you see right there, those are the illustrated versions of the Harry Potter books, 1 through 5. And I have not opened them yet. I've started collecting them, but I have not read them yet. They're the same books. They just have beautiful illustrations on every single page. So my personal plan, at least for the illustrated books that I have, I'm going to sit down with the illustrated book and the Jim Dale audiobook, and I'm going to have Jim Dale read to me while I am following along in my illustrated version. Like, I'm making it a whole self-care Harry Potter experience for myself, and I am pumped about it. You can listen to them on the go. You can get your original paperbacks from when they originally came out that might be sitting on an old bookshelf somewhere. However it is you want to do it, however it is you want to consume them, go for it. I know Amberly is already reading them and like taking notes. She's basically going to be, I have a hunch, Amberly, that you're going to be like leader of the pack in these book club meetings. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So there's that. And yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm super, super excited about it. I will be showing up in a Harry Potter shirt or a themed thing for all of our book club meetings because we can. Let's just have fun with it. Let's have fun with it. Because for whatever reason, Harry Potter is something that seems to unify this group. So we're just going to take it to the next level and have a lot of fun doing it. Okay. So if anyone has any questions, let me know. But where's my banners? Here we go. I'm going to start to answer some questions now. Did my Oh, I deleted my Q&A banner. Whoops, my bad. But we're going to start with shout out to Julie. Where is it? Where did I put it? There it is. Shout out to Julie, who was on here earlier. I don't know if she's still here, but Julie understood the assignment. And when she was watching my Instagram stories today, and I talked a little bit about the Harry Potter book club, or I talked about Harry Potter something, and then I put up my question box, Julie showed up with Harry Potter related questions for the question box this week. So she understood the assignment. But maybe I'll wear yellow. Hey, that works too. Wear your house colors. I am here for wearing your house colors. I love it. So we have some Harry Potter themed questions just to kick us off. Feel free to answer these as you see fit. I had to stop and think about all of these. My favorite Hogwarts ghost. It's a cliche question for me. She's still here. It's not a cliche question. It's a cliche answer. But I had to stop and think about it. And I think my favorite ghost is Nearly Headless Nick. And not just because he's the Gryffindor ghost. Like, I think he's my favorite of all of the ones that we've encountered. Part of me wanted to say Peeves, but also I know that if I encountered Peeves in real life, I would be furious with him because why are you wreaking havoc? Like, he's funny in the books, but like if you were there, he'd actually be really obnoxious. And then part of me wanted to say Moaning Myrtle because she's kind of funny too. But so like it's between those three, but I think if I had to pick one, I think it would be Nearly Headless Nick. I think it would be Nearly Headless Nick. My favorite magical creature. Again, I can't come up with non-cliche answers. Like how many people answer this? But like Buckbeak. I just love Buckbeak. He's amazing. He's majestic. He's beautiful, but also he's just hanging around Sirius's house, like eating things and hanging out like a dog in the bedroom. Like he's so sweet, and I just love him. So there's Buckbeak, but also the little poofs. What are they called? The little poof that Arnold, the little pink pygmy puff, the pygmy puff that Ginny gets. I just think they're cute and funny. And like, let's be honest, if I had a magical pet, it would be a pygmy puff. Like, can you see me wandering around with a purple pygmy puff on my shoulder? Yes, you absolutely can. Right? So I just think pygmy puffs are cute. I think they're cute and I think they're fun. Anything like crazy special? No, but they're cute and goofy, kind of like Yorkies, right? Oh yes, does Dobby count as a magical creature? I was thinking like literally like animals. I wasn't even thinking about house elves because in my mind house elves are people, not creatures. But you're not wrong. Dobby is lovely. I love Dobby. I do. Dobby is so sweet. And then my favorite Hogwarts class. I think it's tie between potions and charms. And both of them are for very practical reasons. Like potions, first of all, it's kind of like baking. It's kind of like cooking. A lot of fun. Your skills need you need to be able to prepare ingredients or stuff, but like it's not a matter of like, can you hold on to a broom? Can you do like for me, the physical demand of potions class is a lot less than some other classes. But then also charms, because how fun would it be for me to be able to like charm something to like come to me? Like I long to be able to use Wingardium Leviosa to like reach things up high, or Accio. Gosh, I wish that spell was real and I could just call on whatever it is I want and it just zoomed to me. How sweet would that be, especially with my physical deficits? So I think between potions and charms, those would be my two choices. So kudos to Julie for the fun Harry Potter themed questions to knock us out and get us started. All right, let's see what other questions we have. As per usual, for people who are new here, if you do want to ask me a question, I have a list of questions locked and loaded, but feel free to comment in the chat what questions you like me to answer, because I will prioritize your live questions over the questions I have in the can. Let me delete the Hogwarts one so I don't um duplicate it. All right. So I got this question today, which made me very happy. What do the different types of CMT mean? CMT, for those that don't know, stands for the disability that I have, Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease. And I can go into a whole lot of what that means. But basically, what you need to know is I have CMT. CMT is a disease of the nerves that affects my muscles. And there are a bunch of different types. So if you go on like CMT chat boards and things like that, you'll hear, I have 1A, I have 1B, I have type D, I have type X, things of that nature. So within the disease, the umbrella Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease, there are a bunch of different types. The different types mean you have a different gene that mutated that caused your version of CMT. Some of them cause demyelinating of your nerves, which is like the stuff that helps the electric nerve impulses get where they need to go. Mine is one that demyelinates the nerves, so then the conduction can't travel. Others are axonal, is what they're called, so it affects the nerve axons. And there are a whole bunch of other ones that I actually don't know all that much about. But it's different. It's different genetic markers. So like my disease, my specific form of CMT is on the myelin protein 0 gene, MPZ gene. There's another one, 1A is on the PMP22 gene. So each gene that is different, that is sorry, I got distracted. If you want to call things to you, is that not telekinesis? I don't know. Is it? Not in the Harry Potter world, it's not telekinesis, but that's what it means. It means it denotes which gene on you is messed up, and therefore what type of CMT you have is based on that gene. And it could be, some strains react differently and all of that. That's what that means. If you want to call things to you, is that not telekinesis? No, I think of telekinesis as like, am I getting it wrong? Like mind reading, like being able to hear people's thoughts and things like that. But in the Harry Potter world, if you want things to come to you, you say Accio and whatever it is. So it's like Accio broomstick, and the broomstick comes flying. So that's, at least in the Harry Potter world, that it's not a telekinesis thing. Anxiety, difficulty pronouncing things properly. That's fair. That's fair. I didn't say I'd be good at either of them. Those are just like the classes I think I would be most interested in. That's my dream superpower. Do your dad and grandpa have the same type of CMT as you? Good question. Yes, they do. Because it is genetic. So whatever got messed up down the line, that gene is what's being passed through the family genes. So the gene mutation is the same in our family. So we all have CMT type 1B, and how it presents is different for every one of us though. So like I was infant onset CMT, which is not the usual. It's like a 10% chance, I think, with my particular type of CMT. Which is, so like I'm literally like 1 in a million when it comes to CMT people, which is great. I'm like, yes, just add to my ego by telling me I'm 1 in a million. Awesome. But like my youngest sister is like has very, very, very minimal symptoms, and she's 30. There's me, who hasn't really progressed at all, but I started off really, really bad. So like that's not a normal progression for this disease. My grandfather and my father have progressed more steadily. My father faster than my grandfather, but that was due to poor health decisions by my father. But so it's a little bit different. Oh, I'm sorry, not going to take over. You're behind. It's all good. It's all good. It's fine. I like it. I just like peds. I love more. I read loathe. And you named your car Myrtle. Oh, I love that. Yes, I think Moaning Myrtle is fun. And then there's the whole thing, like my husband did call out that like, okay, Moaning Myrtle is making naked jokes about a kid who is under the age of 18. But like technically she was a student, so even though she's 50 years old as a ghost, she's still also a child, right? So is it really as creepy as it kind of sounds in the moment? So like there's that whole thing. But also she's a teenager, right? No, I think she's funny. I think she's funny, and I think the actress that plays her does a really good job, truthfully. All right, let's see. Next question. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Advice from someone, or I guess for someone who wants to take a season off of weight loss but not gain weight. Did I answer this last week? I can't remember. If this is a question I already answered, please let me know. And I know I have to like wait like an extra 10 seconds to let the transmission go through of me asking the question and have you type. Um the Akane. What? Oh, and I don't remember what that is. Charms. Charms is my favorite. Yeah, I couldn't decide because I'm like the ability to make really delicious. Look at me, spoken like somebody who likes to spend time in the kitchen. Delicious potions, like liquid luck. I could use me a little liquid luck every once in a while. Like there's a lot you can do with potions, right? But also charms would just be so fabulous. It would be so fabulous. Um, I can't. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if I answered this, so I will do a brief version of answering it again. Um, so great. I encourage this behavior. Take a season off from weight loss. That's a great idea. Um, the not gain weight is you know what? I did answer this because I'm about to say the same thing I said last week, I think. Don't focus on not gaining weight, focus on not gaining fat. And yes, those are two different things. When you take a break from weight loss, take a season from weight loss, you're going to eat more food. You're going to increase your calories a little bit. If you go from eating 5 pounds of food a day to eating 7 or 8 pounds of food a day, you're literally going to weigh more because you're regularly putting more mass into your body, right? So the main focus when you're taking a season off is to not worry about the scale going up a couple of pounds. Not like gaining 10 pounds and then you're not on the right track. But gaining 2 to 5 pounds is normal when you switch into maintenance mode for a little while. It's totally normal. You can use other metrics to figure out whether or not you're on track with fat loss. Has your gene size changed? Has your waist increased at all? Have your measurements changed? Things of that nature. So there's that. But also, taking a season off from weight loss does not mean having a free for all, y'all. It means you're still meeting some nutrition goals. It means you're still prioritizing protein in every meal. It means you're eating your vegetables. It means you're not eating like a jerk when it comes to all of the snacks and treats and everything. All of those things you can have, but maybe be reasonable and mindful about it while you do it. You're still hydrating. You're still moving your body. You're still doing all of those things, right? So a season off from weight loss might actually mean a season off from tracking or a season in maintenance mode. Doesn't mean we're eating like a jerk. Doesn't mean we're just plowing through food because we can, because we're not losing weight right now. Two completely different mindsets. And so my advice is seek that healthier mindset. That's what you need to focus on, right? It's not about the scale. Like don't worry about the scale. Worry about the habits and the mindset behind those habits while you are taking your break. I like potions, but I'm not. That doesn't shock me, little Miss Rebel. I'm not good at following directions. All right, I answered that one too. Thoughts on viral supplements such as Bloom green powder, collagen, etc. It depends on the supplement. So here's the thing: the more viral something is, the less awesome it is in my book. There's a reason it's viral. It's because they're paying their influencers a lot of money. And remember, I caved and I ordered the AG1 because I freaking heard it everywhere. And everyone's like, oh, it's so good and it's so life changing and it's so this. So I ordered it. I ordered a month of this stuff. And you know what? It's not worth it. Take a multivitamin and save your money. Like it's not worth it in my opinion. Of course, this is all my opinion. But like it's like $100 and something a month or $100 a month for this powder when my multivitamins are like $25 for 3 months. And it's not all that much different. So and maybe this is a very cynical thing for me to say, but I'm also remember I am an influencer, right? The more influencers you see touting something, just give it a second thought. Look at it. Try, I mean, if you want to try it yourself, try it yourself. But the more mainstream I feel like it is, the more skeptical I tend to be about it. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I try some mainstream things and I actually love them and they're great. But I always come at those things with a little bit of skepticism. Like seed probiotic was another one that I caved and I got, and I was using that for a couple of months. And then I really didn't notice a whole big difference, truly. So I was like, well, I can get this other probiotic that's a little bit cheaper and appears to work just the same. Um, Collagen, I think collagen is great. It cannot account for all of your protein in a day, but one serving of collagen in a day, it's good for your joints, it's good for your hair, it's good for your skin, all of those things. Go ahead and have some collagen. But again, it doesn't have to be like, it needs to be a credible brand, but it doesn't have to be like, if you find something that's like, this is a $200 collagen powder, go to Costco and buy for 30 something dollars. You can buy the Vital Proteins collagen. Vital Proteins, yes, Vital Proteins collagen powder, things of that nature. So just use your discernment and your best judgment, right? Favorite Harry Potter book, least favorite book, favorite movie, least favorite movie. Oh, okay. So my favorite Harry Potter book for a long time was Prisoner of Azkaban. I just loved it. It read so well. The video that played in my head was just fantastic. I really enjoyed that reading experience. My pandemic reread through, I think my favorite switched to 5 because of the epic fight scene that wasn't in the movies. Now you have to remember, I've only ever successfully read through these books once before the 2020 pandemic. And the rest of my Harry Potter experience, which was a lot of Harry Potter experience, all stemmed from me watching and rewatching the movies. I love the movies. I think they're great. So when I started to reread them during the pandemic, that was only my second experience with the full book experience. And let's be honest, no matter how good the movies are, the books are always better. Books are always better. Uh, but like the bonus of having knowing the movie so well is now, and it actually is really kind of a bizarre experience, but I'm so good at playing the movie in my mind that I naturally, when I'm reading the books, like the whole fight scene that happened in the Hall of Prophecies in the Ministry of Magic, in my brain it actually happened with the same actors in their voices. Like I played out the entire scene. And then it got to a point with our reread that I couldn't remember what was in the movies and what was made up in my head because I have the same characters running through my brain as I'm visualizing these books. All that to say, we can get into that later. I don't know if that's good, bad, fascinating, normal. I have no idea. But the replay of the end of book 5 in my brain was phenomenal. And I finished that, the sign, good night, Donna. After the whole like scene in Dumbledore's office, I put the book down and I was like, dang, that was the best movie ever. Wasn't a movie, but in my mind it was. And I was just like, oh my gosh, how freaking cool was that? So 5 got back up there. It was a slog to get to the the climax of that book, but once I got there, incredible. And I was like, that's awesome. So I think right now that's my favorite book. My least favorite book, 2. I think Chamber of Secrets was my least favorite one out of all of them. I don't know why, but I feel like it's 2. My favorite movie, I don't know. I love them all. Number 1 has a special place in my heart. It just feels, it's comfort. The first movie is comfort to me. It's the discovery of the Harry Potter world. It's when everything that we've been reading finally came to life. So I think if I had to pick one, it would be the first one just for the nostalgia purpose of it all. Um, no, that's not true. Least favorite movie is also probably Chamber of Secrets, to be honest with you. I think that's it. There's good moments in it, but as a whole, I'd rather watch most of the other ones, quite honestly. Least favorite movie character, Professor Umbridge. Hands down. Bar none. Not that she wasn't fantastic. The actress deserves all of the accolades because there are very few people. I can list on one hand the number of characters that I have a passionate like guttural reaction to, and she's one of them. I cringe when I see Professor Umbridge. I can't stand her as a human being because she's awful. She's awful. Um, so in terms of like the actress was fantastic. So I'm thinking you're thinking in terms of like the actual characters. Can't stand Professor Umbridge. Can't stand her. Well acted. Kudos to the woman who did it. Can't stand her. Um, my favorite movie character. This is a Sophie's Choice question. This is a Sophie's Choice question that I cannot answer. Can I give you like my top 5? Because seriously, I've always loved Harry Potter. Like I've always loved Harry Potter. Daniel Radcliffe is Harry Potter. I'm going to have a really hard time with the HBO series because it's not going to be Daniel Radcliffe. But that's okay. But like he just did so well. He just did so well. So I love Percy's a good one. Percy is a good, and see, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Percy, Amberly, is I'm thinking in terms of the in the movies, right? Percy doesn't really exist in the movies. Like the hatred of Percy, I feel really comes from reading the books. And like all that is Percy and what he did isn't even in the movies. It's not there. So I didn't even think of him as a movie character, if I'm being honest with you. I love that. I love that I'm not just I'm like, I don't know why that is, but it is. It is what it is. Um, I still have the old question up. But so my favorite, I love Harry Potter. I love Hagrid. I just love Hagrid. I love Sirius. I actually am a big fan of Lupin. I don't know why. I am a big fan of Lupin. And I love Dobby. I love Dobby. But also, see, I can't. It's Sophie's Choice question. I can't pick one. I love Molly Weasley too. I freaking love Molly Weasley and how she's portrayed in the movies. I just love her. I love her. Um, so yeah, that was like 20 people, but that just is what it is. Let's see. Did I get everything? Andy's peacing out. Good night, Andy. Uh, I knew it wasn't supposed to rewatch it, so I tried really hard not to. He's in the background of the movies doing what he did. You can pick him out. Okay, yeah, and occasionally I've noticed I'm like, oh look, there's Percy. Oh look, there's Percy. Yeah, okay. Okay. And it's because it's not explicitly said, like it's just one of those things that I'm like, where did that plot point go? Where did it go? So it's kind of like a if you know thing, right? If you're just watching the movies, you don't realize what Percy did and why we don't like him. But if you've read the books, you do know, like if you see him in places, you go, oh, you. But if you've never read the books, you don't know, right? Such good topics, y'all. Harry Potter is always the topic. All right. I know Kim is here, so let me answer the questions she posted today. How do you know you're getting enough protein with intuitive eating? Tips on not obsessing about the numbers. This is an excellent question. This is a great question because it's something that I am actively trying to figure out myself. So what I do here, this is just what I do with intuitive eating. I kind of know what the proper amount of protein feels like and looks like for my body, right? Like I know if I'm roughly around 100 grams or if I'm way under. Now, one of the things that I feel is a huge advantage to me doing intuitive eating is I've had all of the dieting experience and I have all of the nutritional knowledge. So I have this whole mental database of like 3 ounces of chicken is roughly 22 grams of protein. Like I have that just in the back of my head so I can see what I'm doing and assess generally what I'm doing to my plate. What things that aren't just the meat are the protein. When I have cottage cheese, things of that nature. So I have this database in my head, and I also have a calculator that's in my head. So if I start to tabulate, I can be like, oh, I had about 20 grams for breakfast. I had about 35 grams for, like, I can kind of keep track without having to track anything, right? Just because all of the mental stuff is there, right? Um, yes, yes. I was like, absolutely. He's a good answer to that question. He's a really good answer to that question. And so there's that. So what I do is I prioritize protein at every meal. And lately it's been more of a struggle for me to get my adequate protein in for breakfast because I just haven't been trying that hard. I've been getting closer to 15 to 20 instead of like my 30-gram range. And I know this because I've switched to like yogurt bowls or just eating a healthy eating on the go bar. But like this morning, I didn't want to have food. So I literally busted open a Fairlife shake and drank that. And I was like, 30 grams of protein down the hatch. I can go do whatever the heck I want now. Because I just know that I function better with the protein. So prioritize it at every meal. Make sure that you have nutritional knowledge. You can get it from multiple sources at once, right? Cheese has protein in it. What those good seedy heavy breads have fiber and protein in them as well. The low carb tortillas and wraps and things like that often have about 5 grams of protein in them as well. So you can get your protein. Do the same thing you would do when you're tracking, but just don't track it, right? We still sat there and we're like, okay, what different elements can I put on my plate to make sure I'm getting enough protein? And just shoot for, and here's a little trick that's anti-intuitive eating. I've been weighing my meat lately. My meat on my sandwiches and my meat with dinner, I've been weighing to make sure I've been getting at least 3.5 ounces. If I really don't want to eat it, if I tap out and half of my serving is still there, I'll leave it. But most of the time, I eat it and it's fine. So I do that just to make sure that I'm getting enough protein. And then tips on not obsessing about the numbers. It takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. Like I said, start with one day, or even start with one meal and plate normally. What you have to do is separate. This is one of the big things that the intuitive eating book made clear to me. The way they said it made me go, oh, okay. There's a difference between not dieting and intuitively eating. Most people go into not dieting mode and they want to eat all of the things and they're eating like a jerk and they're doing all of those things because I'm not dieting right now. And that's different than eating intuitively, respecting your body, listening to your hunger and fullness, still plating reasonable sized servings, right? That's the difference. So I think trying that and remembering that, like, hey, your job is to still fuel your body with good and healthy nutrients. Just keeping that in the forefront of your mind as you dabble in this whole not tracking thing. That's really the best tip. And it takes practice. Just like busting through the number on the scale and taking the power away from the number on the scale, it takes practice. Practice and practice and practice and practice. So there's that. There's that, my friends. Focus on one meal at a time. Yep. I can look at a plate and know, yeah, my friends, if you've been hanging out with me for a long time, if you've been a member of this community for a long time, like you have been, Kim, right? We've coached together. We've done all sorts of things together. If you're eating enough protein or not. Doesn't have to be to the number, but you can sense if you're way under or if you're getting enough. Trust yourself. You know more. Your body knows more than you think. My least favorite movie was Goblet of Fire. My favorite was definitely number 1. Love it. Love it. All right, my friends, that's all she wrote for today. Reminder, sign up for the book club in the links down below. I'm so excited. I am so excited to get all of this started. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I hope you will join us. Whether you are a seasoned Harry Potter veteran or you've never read the books before and you've been looking for an excuse to do so, now is the time. Now is the time. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will talk to you all next Wednesday.